Hey guys, it's Quickie Baby, and I'm bringing you a replay in the A44, which is a Tier 7 Russian medium tank. I've done a quick tank review on this, so if you want to know more about the A44 and its destructive capabilities, definitely think about checking it out. However, this gameplay, I couldn't fit into the quick tank review, but I felt like it was worth viewing anyway. So, the A44, as you know, with its rear-mounted turret, fantastic armor, I like to play it in positions that maybe heavies would usually go to, so I'm starting down this alleyway. However, I've watched this replay before, I know that absolutely nothing happens, so I'm just going to speed up the game a little bit for you, and we can whiz straight into the action. Seeing that none of the enemies decided to go down there, and also noticing that the best players on the enemy team, namely the E25, has gone up on the hill, I feel like I need to get up there and try and take them out. And that's what I like to do quite often in my gameplay. I know XVM is a false economy, so to say, occasionally, but we've noticed this E25 seems to know what he's doing. He's very experienced with 31,000 games played, and he does have 1,450 efficiency. So if I can take him out before he can take my team out, then that'll be great. So due to my indecisiveness at the heavy corner, I've made it very late up onto the hill. And as we can see, we've lost a lot of tanks, including one of our tier 6s, two of our tier 6s, three of our tier 6s, and two tier 5s. So we've already lost a third of our team. We're about to fire our first shot of the game. So our 107mm puts in a meaty, completely average roll there into the T25-2. 300 damage is the average on this 107mm. We can see this T150 really isn't making the most of his armor, and he's getting absolutely minced by the enemies. However, he allows me to get enough cover to take out that T25-2, and now I'm going to start to side scrape against the best player on the enemy team in the E25. So he fires two at us, one penetrates, and thanks to my alpha damage, I can just reload. He has to really push the tempo on me with his little pop gun. He bounces off me again. And I have no idea what he's doing. He might be just praying that his team come and help him. Or he might think that I'm just going to make mistakes. No mistakes were made today, and that's what the A44 is good for. The alpha damage is more than enough to penetrate your enemy targets. Oh, we've given our broadside to the Stug here. Oh, that's painful. And that's where the accuracy and the aim time in the A44 does not do it justice. So, we're going to ram this Stug to be able to kill him with our next shot. And I decide to avoid the IS. We can see the A44 is able to go backwards quite quickly. I'm doing some reverse side scraping here. Unfortunately, the Su-85 manages to put one shot in us there before we're able to kill him. And so we've been reduced to about 40% health. Now this IS is coming after me very aggressively, and I would too if I was the IS. But the A44 is just so fast and so maneuverable that it's able to evade that IS and begin flanking. Now I heard the IS fire there. He fired his 122mm. I decide to shoot him and not the Crusader. Crusader is of absolutely no threat to me. However, that IS is of paramount threat. I'm seeing if he's going to fire one, and he does. So I come back to get a shot into him. We're going to chase him down. And thanks to the fantastic penetration of this 107mm, we're able to put a flush shot into his lower plate. I reverse my tank because I think that something might be coming from behind. And hello! So we're just going to crush him. Crush. Oh well, we'll waste the shot. No biggie. But that was a really nice engagement on the hill on Himmelsdorf. And it was just the perfect environment for the A44. Fair enough, some of the dips make it tricky to use the gun depression at times. But more or less, you just saw what the A44 is good for. And that is, its fantastic frontal armor is able to just weather the storm from especially lower tier targets when I'm in other tier 7 medium tanks, such as the Chi-Ri or the Comet, as an example, I hate lower tier targets because I know that they're going to pen me anyway, and I know that I'm going to kill them, but it's just like taxes. I have to pay with my health to kill them. However, in the A44, if you use the tank well to side scrape, then really you're able to take them out really without anything. So we can see that Churchill is AFK in base, and our SU-152 is making his way over. So that AMX-12T undoubtedly spots me. The enemy do have an artillery. I don't want to get spotted out in the open. So what I do here is keep going this way until he stops spotting me. Then I know that he's not spotting me anymore unless he's got perks that will keep me spotted for longer, like designated target. And so I change directions and come after him because I think that he's going to try and flank me, but I'm going for the counter flank. And yeah, hello. Sorry, dude. You got outthought and outsnuck there. So yeah, basically use that to your advantage. If you know that you've spotted an enemy and they've spotted you and they're trying to avoid you, outthink them. Go one way until they can no longer see you, and you can know that by no longer seeing them. Make the engagement, change directions, and then outflank them. So thankfully the artillery misses us. So we're able to put a clean hit into him. And wow, I just evened up this game. Really, it was after the SU-152 died, it was a 1v4 because our Churchill is AFK. One of the enemies is a T-29, which many of you will know is probably the best tank at tier 7. One of the best tanks tier for tier in the game. And really, if you think about the kind of tier 7 medium tanks that will handle a T-29, there's not many. So unfortunately I get spotted there, but I'm just getting out. The last known location of the VK was going up on the hill. However, oh my word, my AFK Churchill actually did something useful. I think about stopping there and reversing, but then I realized that would be a really bad mistake because the T-29 has our flank. I'm pretty sure the T-29 spotted me there, so this VK should know that I'm coming. However, when you're in these kind of engagements where you're basically 1 versus 2, you don't have an option. You have to be aggressive. We slam a lovely shot in there with our 107. I don't want to ram him because he's quite heavy, so I'm just going to follow him up, gently tap him, bounce his shell, and assassinate him. Oh god, the T-29's got to jump on us, and he tracks us. I repair my track quickly. Stop to take a shot at him, and unfortunately the accuracy means that we miss. And he fires again, so I'm not sure if I was thinking this at the time. I can't say if I was, but the fact that he fired at me again means that he's probably not using the 105mm. So I'm looking for a clean shot. We make it and we escape. And that's one great thing about the rear-mounted turret with the A44. You can quite often face it in one direction, get the ambush shot, not actually expose that much of your tank, quite a small target, and then just get out quickly with its great engine power. So I did, again, what I was talking about with the AMX-12T. I go one way until he can't spot me anymore, and then I go back. And we see that he's facing the wrong direction. And it's only because of the poor aim time and the poor accuracy in this tank that we were unable to get another free shot at him. And now this situation is very interesting, because basically this is about outthinking your opponent, confusing them, and in these one-on-one engagements where you're basically playing against, really on paper, a better tank for this kind of a situation, then you really, I'm trying to highlight what I'm thinking here at the moment. So you do see me firing premium rounds here, but I am in a one-on-one. And unfortunately, the T-29 spots me there, which completely changes what I wanted to do. What I wanted to do was to flank around the back and go and get a shot into his side. However, now that he's spotted me, he knows what I'm doing. And the fact that I've only got 26 seconds in the game left because he's trying to cap out means that I really have to go after him now. So I'm looking through these gaps. Now I'm going to side scrape out around the car. Thankfully, he tracks me. My crew start to put the track back on as quickly as they can. 5 seconds left in the game. We put a nice shot into his lower plate. And my tracks absorb his damage. Alright, so I've just reset the game. Let's get out there again. The whole thinking is I want to confuse him and come at him from different directions and basically never have him be ready to ambush me. Effectively, I have to put the pressure on him. And what that means is that I need to catch him unaware and come from a direction which he's not expecting. So what I'm going to do here is just side scrape around this corner. Fortunately, we can't see him. And so I'm going to make my way down this alleyway to go after him some more. I'm thinking I might be able to spot him from here. So this is a mistake I make. Look at how I come around the corner there. I should have side scraped. I should have side scraped around that corner. That was weak. And oh god, he's really driving around. Luckily, I've got my armor angled. And right now, looking back on this replay, I could have risked it and gone for the kill. I could have drove in there and gone for the kill, but I didn't. I noticed that, yeah, he's using the 90mm. He was able to penetrate me. He hit me on my upper plate, which is very unusual. That won't penetrate most of the time, but it did. This is also a bit of a donkey move, if I'm honest with you. The fact that I came around that corner like that wasn't very good in hindsight. However, now what I'm thinking is he's left the cap. If he'd left the cap on this side, I would have spotted him. So what that means is that he's either gone down this alleyway or he's gone down this alleyway. My gut instinct is that he's gone down this alleyway. And so I'm trying to hunt him. Come around the corner to see if he's there. He's not. And I'm not sure if I like this move. I don't know where he is now. I've lost track of where he is in my mind. And there he is. Fortunately, he doesn't engage us. So, right, now this is just a standoff. I'm just going to make sure that I keep my gun aimed and try and close the distance. He comes around the corner foolishly and we're able to pick him apart. And so we were effectively able to take out full health T29 there in a fairly tricky one-on-one situation. I think this replay highlighted the strengths of the A44. It's got great mobility, it's got really good armor, and that 107mm can be put to devastating effect, especially if you can control the engagement and dictate the pace of the combat. Make sure that you're shooting the enemy once and he's only shooting you once. Of course that changes, for example, if you're fighting against an ISU 152, you want to be shooting him twice for every time he hopefully misses you once. Anyway, let's take a look at some post-game stats. So this was a pretty big round for me. It was my mastery badge in the A44. We got a Radley Walters with our 9 kills, a steel wall, the defender medal, and a sniper medal. We got 5,184 experience for our double. Without premium or any kind of bonuses at all, that was 1,728 experience. We had to carry this game pretty hard. We did over 3 times the damage of the next guy, and over 6 times the damage of the guy after that. And sometimes you just have to carry that hard. Thankfully, due to the armor and especially the side armor and the tracks of this tank, we were able to take 2,655 damage before we went down. We got hit 18 times, and of those, only 8 penetrated. We were all over the place on that map, traveling over 5 kilometers during the game. And that's just a great example of the top speed of the A44 at 59 kilometers an hour and the great engine power, and especially the track traverse to allow you to navigate around corners really slickly. Anyway, this was one of my favorite games that I've had in a while. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please consider rating the video down below. And let me know in the comments if you think that did I make any blundering errors? What do you think I could have done better or differently? And especially, what do you think of the A44? If this gameplay has tickled your fancy, maybe you want to check out my quick tank review on the A44, so you can know everything that you need to know about this tank and also see lots more gameplay on it. Anyway guys, this gameplay was just to show another kind of tricky situation at the end of the game where it was a one-on-one. Thank you so much for watching, you've been epic, and hopefully I'll see you soon.